4 of the best. You think I'm talking about the letters. You know we only do 3. 4 of the best guests tonight. 2 you haven't met. And you'll want to tune in more and more when you meet them because we've met them and we love them already. We'll see what you've got to say. Send us in your emails too. The topics they'll be chatting about tonight are these. Let's cross over here. Here we are. I want to win my man, so says Meg of Croydon, all the way from Victoria. That's okay. What's wrong with that? He's married. Larry can't afford to go to the doctors anymore. Larry's a dog. Pet insurance, you know the issue. And finally, he's 18. He's having the time of his life. He's just moved in with his 30-year-old phys ed teacher. Isn't that terrific? But his mum writes in because it's been going on before, she thinks. And what's that called? Grooming, something like that. We'll see what the panellists have got to say. Don't go away. We're going to have coffee and see you in about 30 seconds.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
How's that sugar in there, baby?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Oh, already. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Gary Mitchell with you for the next half an hour. Who've we got on the panel tonight? First up, first timer. Hello, Bill.
Hello. How are you, Gary? It's good to see you.
Hi, it's good to see you too. Thank you for joining us tonight.
It's a pleasure.
Author and comedian.
Yes.
Which do you like? Which do you prefer?
I enjoyed writing the book the most.
Did you?
Yeah.
How long did it take you?
5,000 hours.
Did it really?
It took me 6.5 years of research. I dedicated myself to 1 hour every night. And I did, in 6.5 years, I missed 4 nights.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and then I did a lot more on the weekends, and then I took 1.5 years off to write the book.
I'm exhausted. Where did you find the time to come and jump on our panel? Good. Have you read his book?
I have not.
Hello, Jewel.
Hello.
You've been too busy deviling around, haven't you?
I have.
And how's
It's
all
a good
that going?
business. It's fabulous.
It's fabulous.
It's going really well.
I've noticed you on Facebook going here, going there, launching here, launching there.
That's right.
Oh, if you want to know what Jewel does, just have a look and follow her website as well. Hello, May, first timer as well.
Thank you for having me, Gary.
Now, apparently you rode in tonight on your bike, is that right?
Yes.
And it was a bit of a zoomy, something like that, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a fellow Game of Thrones aficionado like me. They've already seen it. The last one's been had weeks ago now. So, did you enjoy the last episode?
Can I say anything?
No. Some people haven't seen it yet. Some people were waiting to, and they want to sit back and watch it with their boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives,
Or
etc.
cat.
May's a cat lady. But that's all right because Harry's a cat man.
That's it. I like a cat.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Very good.
Now,
Very good.
that election result all those weeks ago, what's that done for our market?
Well, I think we're going to see a bit of an upswing in the market.
I think so
because
too.
of a little bit more investor confidence, and I'm predicting that we'll see a rate drop next month.
Oh,
There we go. There we
Geez,
go.
a lot of happiness in the market after
is.
that from all the property investors. I must say that 1 million people pop into my shop and go, anyway, for that.
That's it.
Here we go. First letter from Meg of Croydon in Victoria. Hi, Sweet and Sour. I want to win my man, so I need some advice from the panel, please. We've been romantic for about 2 years, but like everything in life, we have obstacles. We met at work, and we still work together. He's the boss, actually. We have to keep it all very quiet, otherwise it will just be awful for everyone. He has 2 grown-up kids and a wife. They don't have a good relationship, which is why we're together, and he keeps promising that we will be together as soon as the kids are off their hands. We don't know how old the kids are, though. I'm a bit unsure of myself when it comes to these issues, and I just don't know how to make everything happen for us sooner rather than later. I'm sick of biting my tongue every day, to be honest, and it's becoming awkward as his wife works here 3 days a week, and I'm pretty sure she suspects something is going on because she doesn't say hello to me anymore. What should I do to make it all happen for me sooner rather than later? As we said, Meg of Croydon, Victoria. We wouldn't have minded if you'd sent it in anonymously. It's okay, Meg of Croydon. First up, H. What's going on here, mate?
Oh, Meg. She knows, but she doesn't want to do anything about it yet because instead of not saying hello, she hasn't stabbed you with a pen as she walks by.
She knows.
She knows.
She
They
knows.
know they're spooky creatures. They know everything. I know about it. He's not going to make a move.
He's stringing her along.
You're
you
stringing
think?
her along. He's not going. He's got a wife, 2 kids. He's, if something was going to happen in 2 years, it would have happened by now. It's not going to happen at all. There's no romance here. It's all lust. So enjoy it for what it is. But be careful of the wife because the upset wife is a very, very scary animal. Very scary. That's it.
May,
Cool.
are you a doomsayer for this relationship like Harry?
First of all, I would like to say actually he's not your man.
Ooh. He's not, is he? No, he's not.
Sorry to point it out, he is legally belong to his
Someone?
wife. So I just would like to correct that.
That's true.
Yeah.
He belongs to someone.
Well, he belongs to her. They belong to each other.
Someone else's property, honey.
That's it.
Yes. So you can touch him with your eyes, but not your hands. Sorry.
I think it's a bit late for that, May. Sorry. It seems like she's been touching him for the last 2 years.
Well, yeah. So no, I think
No? She's not going to win.
I think the wife is not that silly, not that dumb. So maybe they already have.
The wife already has the kids.
Yep.
So that's, men do run off and women do run off, but this has been going on for a while. I don't know. I don't hold too much hope out either. But what she's asked us is what should she do to make it all happen for us sooner rather than later? So, Jewel...
I agree with May. He
It's
is
not
not
gonna
your
happen.
man. And I think that there's no future whatsoever with this man. He's a two-timing man. This is what you should do. Meg, you need to leave this man alone, get a new job, and wake the hell up.
Wake the hell up?
Yeah, and shame on her. As Darren Hinch would
Shame,
say. Shame. On both of them.
You wrote in for advice,
Yeah,
but they're
my
all
God.
canning you.
This
All
is
right.
not her man. Please.
Let's see if Bill holds some hope for you. Bill,
Look,
come on.
I'll play a not really devil's advocate, but I'm on this guy's side because he is pulling off a miracle. I once had 2 misses at one time, and it is not easy because you think, in theory, it's going to be fantastic, but you just end up getting yelled at twice as much was the problem I ran into. So I didn't like that. The other thing, my favorite part of this is she says that once the kids are gone, then they're going to get together, except if those kids are like 18, then they got another 11 years in that house.
That's right.
That's how
They're
the
not
modern
leaving anymore.
age works. And then lastly, I'll say to her, unfortunately, you're going to have to move on, right? You're going to have to do some meditation. You're going to have to look into yourself and unfortunately strengthen yourself and not just take any man that's going to come along that tells you a bunch of lies.
Sorry, honey.
That's what's happening.
totally agree.
Not
Absolutely.
one of these panellists have held out any hope for you. So guess what? Give it a go. You've got nothing to lose. We asked you at home to answer this question for us. Is the workplace appropriate to conduct an affair? And this is what you said. 0%. That's our first 0% said it's an appropriate place to conduct an affair. Goodness me. So, honey, not only are all the panellists against you, but everyone at home says, what they think of you. When we come back, we're going to be talking about why Larry can't go to the doctor anymore, why it's got too expensive for him. Larry's the dog. When we come back, sweet and sour. See you then. How expensive is pet insurance? Do you take your cat?
It's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour. It's time for Sweet and Sour. It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. If you'd like to send us a letter and have it discussed by our panellists, send it to one of these social contact points on your screen right now. And there we are. There's 5 of them there, and they are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, And what's that funny one at the bottom there, Harry? Do you know that?
That's Snapchat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah.
Well, you got yourself out of trouble. If you knew it straight away, I was thinking, hello. And there's our website at the top as well. And for everyone who does use one of those social media points and sends us a letter, we're going to send you to the movies this week to see Rocket Man, the Elton John story, courtesy of Natalie Cameron and NRC Communications. I'm doing that because they're all chatting over there. Our audience is having a field day. Here we go, letter 2, Crying Wolf. Hello, I'm an animal lover and have had a pet dog of one variety or another all of my 78 years. I now have a wonderful pet staffy named Larry who I've had for 6 years. I took out pet insurance for him, which I thought was a great idea until my husband said that all the vet charges will now go through the roof because insurers ruin every business they get into. My husband was a panel beater and basically had to get out 10 years ago when the insurers squeezed him out as they demanded lower and lower repairing rates while charging customers more and more insurance. It also has happened in our medical services. It seems that these insurers have done the same now to vet services. And I've used up my annual limit this year. Larry was run over and needed a lot of care. Larry is through the worst and just needs a thorough checkup every month, plus some medicines after several operations, but now I have to pay hundreds every visit. I've never had these huge costs, ever. I'm faced with the real prospect of not taking Larry for his checkups because we can't afford it. My vet, who is terrific, has not charged me twice, but he's just sold his practice to a person who is very business focused. Why do we allow a takeover of industries by insurance houses? Coming to us from Rebecca of Burnside in South Australia. Jewel, straight to you.
Well, Rebecca, I'm an animal lover too, and good on you for taking such good care of Larry. But I think when you're dealing with insurance companies, it can be rather complex. And I don't have any sort of answers. We can't predict, there's not much we can do, is what I'm trying to say. When it comes to insurance companies, they have the control, and we just have to go along with the flow. I just don't have any real answers for you, other than to wish you luck while you navigate your way through this, nest of insurance vampires.
Gosh.
I don't have any, yeah.
Feed him well. That's all. Exercise him daily and don't run him over. Goodness me. Bill.
Yeah, make sure he's got a healthy lifestyle is probably correct. So the first note, obviously, is that, well, maybe not obviously, is insurance companies are not your friend. They're there to make money. They don't like to shell money out.
Yeah.
But the best way you can save money on all of this is that your husband, right, stop having him do his regular checkups for health care.
Ooh.
That'll offset your costs, I think, nicely.
That's interesting.
If you care about the dog more.
But I come from a bit of a background. If you're out on the farm, your dog's not producing any milk or anything like that. So are they worth spending money on? But then, obviously, from an emotional stamp, you got to do what you can do.
Got to do what you can do.
Spend the money. Spend the money. Save your dog.
Or sell the dog.
Out of your pocket.
Or sell the dog.
Sell the dog. Get rid of the husband.
We had a dog in my family for 17 years. Never took him to the vet once. Not once. And this is like 25 years ago.
Gee.
Little Virgil. He was fantastic.
But for some people, that pet is their child.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
We love him. Harry, what do you do here? And why have the insurers managed to push up the prices and squeeze everybody in business? How does that happen?
It happens because they use an actuary and they look at the demographics and they basically look at the risk. So obviously, maybe the particular dog that you have chosen, Larry, is a high risk dog that gets sicker than normal. It could be.
Staffy.
He's a staffy.
He's just a normal
My
staffy.
Virgil was a staffy.
Yeah, well,
No, they just charge.
well, in that case, look, if the alternative might be a robo-Larry, like just get a battery-operated dog.
Well, we're going that way, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, you could...
What do you do?
Yeah, that's it.
It's the way of every business now. It's what happens.
It is, but basically the costs are always going up because obviously the cost of vets are going up. But maybe go and see if you can negotiate a management program for Larry with the vet. Just go to him and say, okay, can we average the cost out? So instead of getting a spike in the premiums or the bill, is say, listen, if I pay X amount per month, can I put Larry on a maintenance plan?
That's a
There's
good
always a
idea.
solution.
Yeah.
May has 3 cats.
Today.
Today's a good day.
Yes.
So, do you have a lot of sympathy for Rebecca of Burnside?
Yes. However,
Are you pet insured?
No.
Okay.
I think the lesson here is we should insure only what will kill you financially, and the only
That's
thing
smart.
the only thing I can suggest is maybe put money aside daily, weekly, small amount. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's very clever. That's good advice, actually.
That's it.
Insure that which will kill you financially.
Only
And
insure that.
Only insure it. The rest,
Wise woman.
Yeah.
very clever.
Very good. Very
We
clever.
asked you at home, have pet insurance companies made a visit to the vet more expensive? Here's what you said. Ooh. 83% of people have had this experience, perhaps. 17% of people have said no. Do you reckon they work at a vet's or are a vet? Goodness me. When we come back, we're going to be talking about a youngster. He's 18. He's moved in with his 30-year-old hot phys ed teacher. But Mum thinks it's been going on for a little while and she wants to know what she should be doing about it. When we come back, Sweet and Sour hots up a bit. Don't go away. See you soon. And where's that one come from?
It's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Has some sugar in there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Has some chili.
It's time for Sweet.
Imagine, welcome back to Sweet and Sour. And we're going straight into the last letter of the evening, and it's titled Grooming a Groom. Hello, panellists. My son is 18. He's no longer a minor. The day he turned 18, he moved out of home and moved in with his former teacher. He's been very friendly with her throughout school, and she often dropped him home. She's around 30 years of age. I'm pretty certain something has been going on before he turned 18. I know he's now entitled to make his own life and I have no legal rights over him anymore, but I feel I have a moral responsibility not only to him, but also to the school administration and other students, because I'm pretty sure this is a clear case of grooming. A boy simply doesn't decide to move in with a 30-year-old overnight. I can't prove that a relationship existed for any length of time, but it's pretty obvious and also very inappropriate. I feel I need to highlight this woman's behaviour with her school, where I still have 2 other children. If she's done nothing wrong, she won't have anything to fear. Do the panellists suggest any other course of action? Coming to us anonymously from WA. Bill.
What course of action should she have? Well, we'll get to that. I think grooming is not a thing if you're a teenage boy.
You don't need much encouragement.
Once that testosterone sets in, you're just about one thing, and that's spreading your seed. That's just evolution. It's just evolution. Like, you're not going to fight that. She mentions about that she has a couple of other kids at the school. She didn't mention if they're boys or girls.
No, she didn't. I'm
guessing if they were boys, she would have mentioned it. And that's a real concern then. If they're girls, when this is just a totally different thing that doesn't matter. Is it illegal that she would have done that? If she did, well, absolutely, and that would be a concern. But if you have no proof,
What are you going to do? You're just
you
going
got no
to create
proof.
gossip.
yeah. I mean, it's probable. It's probable that
Well,
something was going
highly.
on. But if you don't have video footage, that's not exactly what I mean. But if you don't have some kind of realistic proof, then you've got nothing. And hopefully by now the most important thing you would have done is taught him to use condoms. Like, if you didn't teach him that in the first 18 years, then
Too bad.
Then it's
That's
too
it.
late now.
Too
So
bad.
hopefully he knows better than to get some woman pregnant, and he's just
send
having a
us
bit
in
of fun.
The video footage, if you've got it. We'll play it. Jewel.
I think that he was a minor when they started doing this. I totally agree with the mom. I know you don't have any proof, but the fact that he moved in with her at age
On
his
day.
birthday, they obviously discussed this prior to that. He was 17, a minor then, and it's illegal. And I think you should go to the school first and let them know what's going on. The school will investigate and bring in the police if necessary. I believe something was going on, and I think it's absolutely disgusting.
Ooh.
Terrible of this teacher and this woman.
Jewel wants to
Lord
create a
have
little bit of
mercy.
gossip at school.
I would.
Yeah.
I think logical about this. And I was, but it's his own damn fault. Like, why would you not like go, hey, there's going to be some problems. Why don't we give it like 6 months and not make it obvious?
Well-
and if the teacher's got any brains, she'll just deny it to her grave.
She will, I know, and she will. But take it to the school. Go to the school with the story regardless.
We asked you at home to answer this question for us. Is it inappropriate? We've used that word a lot tonight, haven't we? Is it inappropriate? Goodness me, what's everyone doing running around being inappropriate? Is it inappropriate for an 18-year-old man to move in with his 30-year-old former school teacher? Well, is it? This is what you said. On the screen right now, 57% said yes.
That's a pretty good
What's wrong with these people?
43% of them are shacked up with their former teachers. So May,
that's close.
it's not going to last though, is it? What's the mum going to do here?
I think maybe we should consider the son's feeling, put the son first and talk to him, a heart-to-heart talk, because I also have a 14-year-old son, and if this happened to him, maybe that would be a different story, but yeah, talk to him first.
But he's 14, this one's 18.
No, I mean, like, and also I don't believe that mom only find out on the day that he moved out.
She knew beforehand.
Yeah, so did you do anything then? Did you have a talk with him? Maybe?
She may have suspected, but...
Yeah, you know what? That's a great point. Like, the first place to start is talk to your kids.
Yeah.
And I think
Talk to
now
your kids
is
like they're
really,
adults.
really telling your son to use a condom.
All she really knew is that he used to get dropped home by the teacher.
Drop-off.
No.
He's
As a mom,
he's
you
not at
know
school
things.
anymore.
You know
Been
things.
involved before he turned 18. Trust me. I can smell it.
Yeah, look, it's fairly obvious, I think.
All right.
It's pretty obvious.
Well,
yeah.
you might need some pet insurance for that. That's a good... Harry, last word on this one.
Well, if you were 60 and he was 48, no one would be complaining.
Nah.
So,
That's right.
So, look, I think that two things, and I agree with everyone, and the communication is that I would see if you could have a talk with the school teacher yourself and just find out what her intentions are with your son. And obviously he's living there, so I'd have a bit of a talk, and then she may enrol you in the idea that it's a good idea, or you might realise that it's a bad idea, and then you'll do everything to try
Do
and
you
get your
think
son.
any mum is going to think that's a good idea?
Well, yeah.
His dad might be going, fantastic, good on him, but his mum's going to go, I don't think
And
so.
the other thing is that you're guessing that she's around 30. You know, obviously guessing a woman's age is a very dangerous thing to do at the best of times. so you might discover that she's 35 or 38 or she's 28. I mean,
Harry,
Yep.
question, what would your mum have done if you, when you were 18, wanted to move out with your phys ed teacher
Oh,
or
that's easy.
biology teacher?
That's
even
easy.
worse?
I would have ended in one of those cool rooms with a little toe tag on with my name, and that would have been the end of me, and just would have slid me in the drawer.
Oh, my
And I know it would have happened quickly as well.
What would you have done? Growing up in
I
Iowa,
did so
what
many
would you...
stupid things when I was like
You've
18.
done this.
I remember at one point my father basically had me in a headlock going, boy, what were you thinking? And I went, I give my honest answer. I go, I don't know, I wasn't thinking. What the hell were you doing? I was basically following my testosterone. He's just like, boy, you better get your act together real quick.
What would have happened to you if you'd moved out of home at 18 with a man?
Oh my
who would have,
God.
well, it doesn't have to be.
Lord have mercy.
Could have been a woman.
Lord have mercy. That's
Lord
all I
have
can say.
mercy.
Yes.
Oh. May, what would have happened to you? You wouldn't have 3 cats now, would you?
Or maybe 6.
How did you pronounce that? Oh, 6 of them. All right. We've got to go. Abby's telling us our time is up, so we've got to go. Bill, good to have you on the show,
Thank you
sir.
very much for having me.
Did you enjoy it enough to come and see us again?
Yes, it was the greatest
I'm
night
pleased.
of my entire life.
Says a lot about your life, really, doesn't it? Goodness me. Jewel, lovely to see you again.
And you too. Thank you. Gary.
We always have a devil of a time
We
every
do.
time you...
We absolutely do.
May?
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, lovely to have you here. You're going to be on your bike after this. Zoomy, 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 zoomy along the way.
Yes.
Zoom. H, You're always terrific
Fantastic.
when you come on here too, sir. Lovely to see you, mate.
Very good, very good.
All right,
mate.
well, let's see what happens to the
Sensational.
market now.
That's it. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You reckon
Stay
it's
tuned.
down, on the way down?
Interest rates are coming down.
Interest rates are coming down.
Yay.
Does that actually mean it's nothing's really...
Depends whether the banks pass it on. That's
Oh,
the
banks,
situation.
banks. All those in favour of banks, say aye.
Aye.
All those against, say raise your right hand if you're against them.
No.
Raise your right hand if you don't like banks. Now wave goodbye. We've got to go. All right. Thank all of our wonderful panellists. Thank our terrific crew. And thank you for having us at home tonight, Australia. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night.
See you next week.